When I do good, I do good. But relax, folks. Relax. Take it easy. Chill out. You just got, don't, you're overboard. You're overboard. My mom was religious. My mom played the organ in the church. My grandfather was a minister. My uncle was a minister. We're not all sinners. We're not all sinners. Okay? I know the Bible. But I don't believe I have to just relax. Have more than one issue in your life. This guy, before the world was his only life is to preach. Relax, buddy. Have a game of golf. Roll some dice. Go out and buy some Kool-Aid. Chill out. Because you're wrong. You're wrong. Don't preach to people and don't tell people how they have to be. All people have to be is good. And if they're good, they're okay with me. I don't give a damn what they think. If they're good, they're good. The rest of the shit you're putting out is just what it is. It's shit.
I agree with you, C.C. Bear, that there is no sin. Although the mind of man is sin-laden, is filled with it, is filled with guilt and the idea of separation from God. And this world actually is the constitution of the coagulation and concentration of the aggregation of many members of separation from God who feel guilty, and they're trying to hold this world together as the reality. Well, let me tell you, this world is not the reality. This world is the illusion. This world is the vain imagination of many members of creation in devastation, frightened to leave their oath that they made to one another to be against God continuously. God is always calling us back into himself, that we would relinquish the thoughts of this world and know ourselves the way we're known of God. Yes, I can hear you there, C.C. Bear. If you're good, you will know you are Christ. If you do what you do from the mind of the human perspective, no matter how good you are in your own mind, you're still separated from God. You might, in your mind, see the comparison of good and evil, and you say, oh, C.C. Bear is good. C.C. Bear does good things. He plays golf. He drinks the Kool-Aid. Oh, he's rolling dice. He's good. He's just in the world pretending to be good, when all the time this world is going to hell in a handbasket, right? Oh, I'm not one of the bad ones, I'm one of the good ones. Well, good or bad, there's only one life, and that's Christ, Jesus Christ. We're all members one of another in God's mind. What the mind of man holds about himself is totally irrelevant to what you truly are in the real creation. Can you see that, C.C. Bear? Regardless of what you think you are, you might think you're wonderful and good, and you love people who are good. Well, there's a lot of atheists around who think that they're good. There's a lot of scientists around who think they have the authority to dictate the laws of society, right? There's a lot of people around who say they're good, but what's happening to this world, right? I hear a lot of people who say they're good, but do they believe that they are Christ? Do they know they are Christ? No. They're just normal men who expect to die, but doing good in their own mind. They expect to die. They've already made the decision to die. Right? What's death a witness of? Death is a witness that sin killed you. There's no sin, but you still die because of your guilt of having a belief against God, and you think against God you're performing the goodness of your own reality in comparison to others who you see to be doing evil. But there's only one good, and that's Christ in you, your true identity, that will dissolve the good and evil judgment of your own mind and bring the light of revelation to you that everyone is still perfect. They're only good or evil in your own mind. It's your judgment that destroys you. Judge not that you be not judged. You can't judge. No one can judge. God doesn't judge. Jesus Christ doesn't judge. But we must judge ourselves to be righteous and holy and good. How? By the voice of Christ in you, your hope of glory, speaking to your mind, and in that light of the voice of God, can you see the error of your thought? Can you see that spirit of error? And in that spirit of error is your opportunity to convert your mind back to reality so that you would overcome this world of depravity. Can you see that, CC Bear? Anyway, I'm going to hand over. Okay. I see you there, CC Bear. I'll hand over the mic.
You know, I'm listening to everything you say about judging and everything else, yet you judge. You judge. You're judging me, and you're judging everything else, and you're saying that Jesus Christ doesn't judge and didn't do this and didn't do that, and you're doing absolutely opposite. No, you're not speaking, you're judging. And you're speaking without any, you have no facts. You have no facts at all. It's just hearsay. All I'm saying is be a decent person and don't tell people how to live, and don't think that you're better than them because you believe in Jesus Christ or God or whatever you want to believe in. That really gets right up my nose. That you think you're better than anyone else because you say, you go on your 40-minute speech about, and you quote, you just read, you quote, but you don't really have an opinion of yourself, you just read. And I really think it's important that people be themselves and be true and be nice and be generous and be kind. And it's got nothing to do with God or Jesus Christ or whatever. But to preach to people and tell people that they're not good because they're not like you, because you can read and come on with a 40-minute speech, that they're not good, I think that's a crock. And I know that I'm a good person. And I drink beer, and I have a wee bit of whiskey, but I treat people nice. And people aren't eternal. Give it up. Stop it. Stop the religious bullshit and be real. You know, don't keep preaching like you're, what was that song from Neil Diamond, Petunia? You know? I know I'm perfect, Petunia. You know I'm perfect because you've met me. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But, no. What I'm trying to say is, don't throw things down people's throats. Take people for what they are and don't criticize them because they're not like you, okay? And don't criticize the world, because what are you doing about the world except talking about it? You're not doing F all about it except talking about it. Go out and do something about it. You know what I'm saying? It's great to be religious and it's great to come up with these words, but do something about it, okay? I live a good life. Yeah, I drink. I do all this kind of stuff. I don't quote the Bible. I could if I wanted to, because I do know it. But speak in normal terms. Speak like a normal person. Don't go, therefore go so and I and all this bullshit, okay? Speak to real people.
I can hear you there, CC. The reason the gospel was preached was because mankind was in devastation and still is in devastation, believing in his own goodness. Now, men died because they didn't have the truth. Sin is the belief in the lie. The lie was given to man from the beginning of the deception, and man bought into the lie and he did die. But when the truth came, when the truth comes in you, CC, and you know that you're not a flesh and blood body trying to do good, when you know that you are Christ, that you are the fullness of the radiance of everything that exists, you will start to convert your mind. That's why the gospel is preached. How will they hear unless a preacher comes? How will they hear unless they know there is an alternative to what they're currently doing? You see, if the body goes to death, they did not have truth in their mind. If the body starts to transfigure and transform by the renewing of the mind, they'll be ever thankful for the word of truth that came through another brother to show them the reality of God's intention for all creation. See, it's not this world, you see, it's not, oh, we're going along, just everyone lives and everyone dies, we gain experiences, we try to do good. Or we try to do evil, which is the same thing. You're trying to do good or you're trying to do evil. You think you're good compared to your brother who's doing evil. And I'm standing with the good, right? No. Good and evil, that's the wrong tree. If you're eating of the judgment of good and evil, that's the wrong tree. Choose ye this day whom you shall serve. Today I've placed before you the knowledge of good and evil, but I say choose life. When you choose life over your performing of good deeds, C.C. Bear, you know, you choose life. Life denies judgment between good and evil. You can try to do good, what you think's good, but if you miss life, you're still going to die. But if you receive life, you're going to mortify or put to death the ideas of death, and the ideas of death are what this world has told you. They're lies, they're separation thoughts, they're miscommunication. Everything in this world is a miscommunication. The body itself is a record of devastation. The record of this body, archived in the DNA and everything else. You have a history recorded in your body of thoughts of separation from truth, and your body's a witness of it. But you're trying to, through your own intention, make your body appear to be worthy in a world of separation. The body will still die, C.C. Bear, unless you regenerate your mind and transform your body. The body will disappear when the knowledge of truth dispels all the illusions that you hold about yourself. The Bible calls it vain imaginations. The whole world is suffering under the same affliction. Vain imaginations and perpetuation of aberration. Perpetuation of aberration is teaching your children what you believe to be true, even though all of your forebears had died in alienation from truth. You perpetuate the delusion. Aberration, right? Everyone's doing it. Why? They haven't got Christ as the renewing spirit of their mind to transform themselves back to reality. Everyone's living the lie and they've accepted it. They've acclimatized themselves to it, assimilated themselves to it. They have adjusted themselves to the lie, and they say, oh, I'll be normal, but I'll be a good normal compared to those evil normal. Well, both will die. Good and evil, both will die if you're performing that out of your mind of delusion. But when Christ in you starts to renew your mind, you'll find a transformation and a transfiguration come into the awareness of self-identity that you cannot find in this world. It's only found within the inward kingdom of your inner knowing. Christ in you shall mortify the deeds of the flesh, and you shall transfigure your body and have a body like unto his glorious body, and you shall overcome this world of illusion like Jesus has done. Now you might say, I'm preaching. Well, yes, I am. I'm a preacher. I've come to tell you about the things you don't know, or that you've forgotten. You do know them, and parts of your mind are saying, yes, yes, yes. Parts of your mind are saying, don't listen to that idiot, right? Well, I'm appealing to Christ in you. The Christ in me is speaking to the Christ in you, and the mind of your carnality has got nothing to do with reality. Therefore, I'm not even speaking to that dead man. I, the living man, am speaking to your living man, C.C. Bear, that he might hear and reappear here with us and join in unity of the resurrection. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Anyway, what do you say there? Yeah, I can see that, C.C. Bear. Look, I'm not trying to become some big, man. No, I am Christ. I'm not trying to become some silver tongue word, some speaker of, how do you say? I'm not trying to become a master of words of alienation. No, the words I speak are spirit and they are life. My words are quickening to the very inner man that you are, C.C. Bear, that you maybe cannot hear. I am quickening that man and enlivening that man on the inside of you. that you would realize that you too are the Christ of God. That's why I'm here, right? I have stepped into your dream sequence of death to announce that this world is finished. It's over and gone. And you are perpetuating the overview of all the history, continuously repeating the history. Nothing is new under the sun. You're continuously repeating all of the history of dead men in your mind, replaying the same stage play time after time. But I'm here in your dream sequence of death to tell you that this world is finished and it's over and gone. And you can now cast down your vain imaginations and waken from the dream of death. You can waken from the sleep of your agony and your pretense that you're good and happy. It's a pretense. Christ in you is the joy. Christ in you is the life. And when you recognize that one, you know it's you. You will know it's you. And at that point of power that you recognize you are the Christ, you can cast down all of the shadows of time, down through the annals and caverns of darkness and death and disease that have haunted your mind. You will awaken in the light of his likeness and reality, and you'll be satisfied. And so it is. Hand over the mic. I'm not downing anybody there. I'm just saying that everyone who says they are flesh are a total unreality. So TH3, VN3, VN3, everyone who says they are a human here on the planet, they're much deceived. I'm not downing them, I'm just saying they're totally unreal. It's a delusion, a vain imagination, it's a miscreation, a misapprehension of identity. When you hear the voice of the living Christ in you speak truth to you, you'll awaken to righteousness, each one of you. No, you don't exist as a human. You don't exist as a human. You exist as Christ. The human is the covering that's covering your precious mind and keeping yourself hidden from yourself. It's keeping yourself hidden from yourself. The flesh, human, unreality identity is a veil covering up the precious mind of Christ, your true identity. And it's when you know you are Christ that you will be able to cast down that veil. But until then, you'll still be working in the pretense, trying to please everyone else in separation, and you'll be your own aberration. You'll be walking around as your own aberration, and you'll finally die because you've already decided to die, because the body, why? Born in time, dies in time. But when you know you came from eternity, you're about to penetrate your time matrix with the eternal thought and overcome death in your own reality. Anyway, hand over the mic. Thank you for that.